We're at Mount Zion, Jerusalem, looking at the entrance to King David's home. And above it, it's the room of the Last Supper, the Canaclum. And we are walking outside the walls of the old city through Jaffa Gate, and it's from, in a way, Mount Zion or Zion Gate to Jaffa Gate, and this is usually a non-touristic way. And when the tourists are coming, most of the things that they want to see or to visit are inside the walls of Jerusalem. It's the end of May. I say that it's quite hot, but we will survive, and I choose the way that takes us through the shade. And let's turn around to see another place that it's a must visit in the old city, and this is the Dormition Church. But although this is the place that Mary lived, according to the Catholic, and fell asleep / died, they are renovating that church, and we are now in May 2022. Then it's still closed for a visitor, but the entrance is from there. Then we're living in the Dormition Abbey, Dormition Church, and so many other things you can visit at Mount Zion. For example, the tomb of Oskar Schindler from Schindler's List, and the house of the high priest Caiaphas. There are a few places that you can mark the site of the high priest. The Armenian believes that the house of the high priest is there, because they're building it or renovating it. The Catholic believe that it was just at the slopes of Mount Zion. We are getting closer to the walls of the city. The walls that we will visit, most of it is from the 16th century, built by Suleiman the Magnificent, but on top of ancient walls. And soon you will see some layers of older walls. 1948, that was Israel, and the old city was occupied by Jordan, and then that was the border between Jordan and Israel. You can see the bullet hole on Mount Zion. The Israelis decided to keep it like that, although they renovated the wall just because it was there. Now, I'm honoring that video to a couple that I met like a week ago. I saw them a few years ago, but I met them like a week ago. We were talking. He is a Dutch. It's a Dutch couple. I was talking about her when I visited for a short time my friend in Rotterdam that celebrate 60 years old. He's actually 62, but they couldn't celebrate because of COVID, and I had a ticket. Then I went straight down, and I met him. I sat next to Hans and Monique, and we were talking a lot. He was such a happy person. I really enjoy his energy, and he talked about being in Israel, and all these things. And then a few days ago, Jan called me and told me that he died. Hans died, a heart attack. Just like that. He was only 63 years old. I didn't know what to do, because I really met a person and he became a nice friend of mine, and then he's gone. Then I'm honoring that video to Monique, which I'm not sure that speaks English, but Hans spoke, and maybe John and Peter can translate it for her. Then this is part of the southern wall of the city. Then you can see that it was built from different kind of stones. Look at that stone, look at that small stone, look at that stone. You can see that it's from different times. The Sultan used stones that he found here. Some of them are old, some of them are new. It's like a mishmash of different stones. As you can see, how many tourists are here? No one. Hans, I cannot stop thinking about you. You are now in heaven, watching us. You know secrets that we don't know. And because you were a nice person, and from you on I heard only good things about you, I'm sure that you're sitting next to him as well. Well, you know, that video will be, we are now turning right, and you will see the beginning of the western wall of the city, not the Wailing Wall, out of the temple. And I will continue not only until Jaffa Gate, which is the middle of it, until the end of it, until the corner of the northern and the western wall. You can actually see now the corner of the southern wall and western wall of the temple, of the city. Let's run away from the truck. Look how beautiful and romantic that place is. I thought that I will enjoy the shade. As you can see, I'm not. And it's quite hot today. A guard tower from the Middle Ages is in front of you. But the most important part here is that some believe that Jesus was judged by Jesus not at Antonia. He was judged next to King Herod's palace. They said there's no reason that Pontius Pilate will go from here to a small courtyard instead of being here in his palace. I mean, this is 5 stars luxury place. Then the entrance to the palace of King Herod that was used by Pontius Pilate is here. You can see the stairs and the entrance. You can see 2 of the stairs and ancient walls there from the time of King Herod. And if we're talking about that, then we are actually walked all the way up. You can see here the gate, and there's a yard here. Sorry, one gate was here, and the yard was right here, and then the entrance to the temple, See, the gate is here. I'm pointing on it. And there are stairs who takes you to the kind of an open yard. And that will take you to his palace. We know that Jesus was judged when so many people watched him. And look at that. Here it is. And we believe that he was judged there. True or not? Question marks. But it's a nice theory, I must say. Then let's leave the palace of King Herod, because the palace was behind us for sure. And build, oh, look at the butterfly. He built a fortress next to it. We know it as Tower of David today, or Jaffa Gate, which is there. Then the entrance is to the gardens and to the palace of King Herod. Gardens and palace. And the fortress is right there. Outside the city you could see a lot of tombs, and that used to be a tomb area, a cave, but there are others. The Jews are not buried, they're dead inside the city. Then here it is. You saw some tombs and you will see more soon. The other side, which is a nice neighborhood now of Jerusalem. Let me show you the wheat mill. All right. It's one of the first neighborhoods outside the city of Jerusalem, and that was the border between Israel and Jordan until 1967. Then the no man's land was at the valley. That was Israel, and that was Jordan. Why I'm not saying Palestine? Mainly because the old city of Jerusalem wasn't supposed to be owned by Jews, by Israel, and not by Palestine. It was supposed to be owned by United Nations. I'm talking about the old city. But in 1948, the Jordanians sadly occupied future Palestine, and they call it the West Bank, and they occupied Jerusalem. Until 1967, Jews couldn't enter to the Western Wall. Something very interesting is happening there. Let me take a picture of it, and then you can see it. There's kind of a guitar there. True, isn't it? Someone lives there. Someone is playing there. Question marks, question marks, question marks. Where's the guitar? Here it is. Lots of question marks in that city. What can I say? I know that he is a Jew because I can see the book there. But if we are talking about history, then here it is in front of us. Oh, shalom. I'm here. I'm not even sorry. Then you can see the all right. I will go away. Then you can see the different colors, different times. Oh, so. That was scary. Someone protect him. I'm sure that in about a year from now he will own that place, and then will tell everyone that this is a place that they used to live for many years. Then you can see the different kind of stones, different kind of times, different kind of periods. I'm almost been eaten by a dog. And if I'm talking about the history of the walls, then you can see the Canaanite period, but the walls are from the Israeli period, Persian, Hellenistic, Roman, Byzantine, early Islamic period, Crusader, Ayyubic, Mamluk, Ottomans, British, and State of Israel. That was surprising. Oh, there's every tour that I'm doing here, it's always a surprise. Then they show you different times, different places from different times. You can understand me here now, but before we will continue, I want to show you a burial site. That you can see that right there, the walls were there. Maybe it was a base of a tower from the Herodian time. It looks like from the time of King Herod. And tomb complex. And this is from 1st century time. It's different than the way that they used to bury Jews at the second temple time. You can see that the head was there. It looked like kind of a special cushion for it. There's 1, 2 tombs in that small cave, and it's outside the wall. Sadly it's closed, but you can understand that you're looking at a tomb complex. That was scary and funny. Then let's continue our journey. We are thinking about hands, and although I think Monique doesn't speak English, if you will pray for hands and you will share it with us via YouTube, I'm sure that Jan and Peter will be able to read it for Monique, or maybe she speaks English. I don't know. She didn't speak with me. Then she or they will read it for her. I think it will make her happy. She doesn't know that I'm preparing that video. It's like I felt that I must do it, then I'm doing it. Now, Jaffa Gate and the Tower of King David is in front of you. Right. This is the entrance to the old city. Usually, only people who live here got a permit to go into the city with their own car. We're climbing up to the highest place of the old city, and that's where King Herod built himself the fortress. He was safe in his palace as well, but he had to run away. He thought that's what he thought. Someone may kill me, I must run away. Then he knew that he can always run to the fortress. There was wall all over, but at the end of the 19th century, the Kaiser came to Israel with his own wife, and he told the Ottomans, I'm entering the city, but only with one rule. You will open part of the wall that my wife will be able to enter with her own carriage into the city, and they destroy part of it. That's why Jaffa Gate, you can see that part of it is open, and you can see a mosque there, because everyone used Tower of David, which wasn't built by King David, and Ottomans did it too. From here, they could see everything that happened in the city. Then we are reaching Jaffa Gate. Jaffa Gate is because it's actually facing to Jaffa, which is Tel Aviv today. Jaffa, the old city of Jaffa, there is another gate that's called Jerusalem Gate for the same reason. Why there's so many flags today? Because this is Jerusalem Day. Once a year, and this is now 55 years, the Israelis celebrate the day that the city, the old city, came back from again to the hands of the Jews, of the Israelis. The capital of Israel was always Jerusalem from the time of King David until now. Then tonight it's going to be a huge celebration. It's the Flags March, and it's a huge event and a huge politic problem. Then this is Jaffa Gate. Gosh, it's hot. Oh, look at the soldiers that are here to celebrate. It's Sunday, of course. Sunday, it's the first day of the week. And because of it, before they're going to the army camps, they're traveling. And 55 years as United City of Jerusalem. This is the entrance to Jaffa Gate, and you can already start to see a lot of Israeli with Israeli flags. Oh, look at that. A black Jew. Another one. How could it be? Judaism is not a race. It's a religion. Then to find Asian Jews, beautiful black Jews as well, for Israel it's not something special. There's a lot of them. Then we are leaving the soldier and Jaffa Gate, and we're still walking with the wall of Jerusalem. Next to the wall, I'm sweating as hell, but I think it's important to do that. If you want to support my channel, I have almost 20,000 videos. You can enter to PayPal or buy me a coffee links. There you can find it at the description of the video. And don't forget to subscribe my channel, which is not less important. And if there's a bell there, push the bell as well while you are subscribing my video. I myself is a tour guide, but I realized that so many of Jews, Christians and Muslims cannot reach Israel because they're too old, lack of money. And at COVID time I found out that it's so important for them. Then I'm trying to combine between those two. It's difficult. Then if you can support me, please do that by subscribing me or by supporting me with a little bit of money. Thank you very much for doing it. I really appreciate it because it gives me a lot of energy to continue. And I really love what I'm doing. You see a lot of Israelis entering the city, but the march of the flags will be later on, and I hope that I will have the energy to be here. Remember, so many different kind of stones for different times. One of those stones is in front of you, and this is from the Roman time, 70 AD, when the Romans occupied the city and destroyed. It's of Legion, one of the leagues of the Romans, number 10. That's why you saw the axe. Remember, he built it with so many kinds of stones that he found. Smart way to use. It's kind of a secondary use. You see the strings out of their pants and the yarmulke, the kippah on their head. And let's start with the strings that you see. It's called little Talit, and God told the Jews to do that. You can see it here too. And why? You can see it here as well. And you can see the little Talit at this Hasidic. You can see how it looks like a shirt, like a t-shirt with 4 strings. When God told them to do that, and you're asking me why, what's the reason, and they might ask themselves again, what's the reason? And the reason is to remember that they are Jews and they must behave as a good people. Then in that case, such an important thing until today. The yarmulke, the kippah on the head, the Jews are praying straight to God. They don't need a priest. They don't need a rabbi for that. Then in that case, what they are doing is putting a yarmulke, a kippah on the head, kind of a hat. You can put your hand on your head, it's the same, and that will divide them from him. He is holy. They are trying to be holy, as close as they can, as they can to God, but they are still not there. Then this is the northern part of the city, of the wall. We just saw every part of the western wall of the city. You can understand that you can actually do that even quicker than half an hour. This is part of the moat that the Crusader built here. They built a moat all over the city. But you can see it mainly here. And we will end the tour in another gate. Then stay with me. Let me show you a little bit of the ancient pictures, from the British time, Mandat time. Unbelievable, but this is the street that we used right now. You can see the houses there. The British didn't like it and they turned it down. I can understand it because the wall is very important to see. And what you didn't see, this is the same road that we used. What you didn't see is the clock tower on top of Jaffa Gate. And now you can see it. Now you cannot. This is before the Ottomans built it here, Jaffa Gate. Then they didn't like it, the British, then they turned it down, and the houses that you can see right here. Gosh, it's hot. You can see the municipality of Jerusalem, and a lot of people with white t-shirts. That's Jerusalem Day. A lot of them will be here. Look at the big flag of Israel and Jerusalem. But we will continue to the last gate. Around 1860, the Jews, Christians, and Muslims started to go out of the city walls. And in front of you, you can see the Christian quarter outside the wall. Are you praying for hands? Are you writing something that she will be able to read it and be, I cannot say happy, but happier? Please do that. Then they asked the Ottomans to build them a new gate. And I will show you the gate, but before that you can see a French hospice for old people. Old people, for people who knows that those are the last weeks of their life, and the Christian gives here for Christian, Jews and Muslims good time for those beautiful last hours of them. And Notre Dame de Sion, which is a guest house and hotel, I must say, an excellent church. And here we are at the new gate. This is the last gate, and what we did until now, we ended the tour at the new gate. We saw Jaffa Gate. We went all the way to Zion Gate, and we actually started the tour. We did that one, that part. Later on I will prepare something different. Maybe we will continue the tour. Let me show you the city, the Christian quarter from here. Oh, you see a truck. Then, thank you very much, and please don't forget to subscribe my channel, and don't forget to write something for Hans and Monique. Thank you very much. See you in my next video.